Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mercury in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Mercury in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, well, there may be an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, that may be needed between communication, which is Mercury, and career-related matters, which is the midheaven. Now, one or the other may be overemphasized. It's also possible there may be times when you're doing too much talking pertaining to career-related matters and not enough doing regarding them. But, the thing is, you may either, talk, there may be either like you may talk too much to the expense of getting doing things associated with your career, or the opposite may be true, that you could be dominated by career-related matters and you may not devote enough time to your general day-to-day communications. Now, the thing is, let's say if the midheaven is in Sagittarius, as an example, career-related matters may be tied in, with religion, philosophy, foreign travel, publishing, advertising, something related to sports or the outdoors, printing press operation as some examples. If the midheaven, say, is in Capricorn as another example, career-related matters may be taken very seriously. It may be something associated with architecture, construction, accounting, dentistry, information technology, masonry. It could be something with carpentry as some examples. Now, another thing too is that there may also be, with this aspect in the natal chart, there may be an imbalance between the activities that are connected with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, which is Mercury, and the dominant parent, which is often the father. So, you may either be dominated by, activities with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and times be basically oblivious to the dominant parent, or it could be the other way around, where the dominant parent may monopolize a lot of your time to the expense of activities that are connected with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Now, let's say if you have your midheaven in Aries, the dominant parent may be in Aries, sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be someone that's very aggressive, assertive, forceful, courageous, fearless, but maybe impulsive, abrupt, impetuous, and overly combative as some examples. Now, another thing too about this aspect, it could also manifest in you may extensively speak and talk, which is Mercury, about those qualities you have that are difficult to suppress, which is the midheaven. Then there's other times where you may just be oblivious to this and not even talk about that at all. If you have if your midheaven is in Aquarius, as an example, those qualities that are difficult to suppress may be ones that are altruistic, considerate, unobtrusive. It could be unusual qualities, bizarre qualities, being eccentric. There may be some idiosyncratic behavior at times that may be difficult. To hide or suppress. So, and let's say if the midheaven is in Taurus, as an example, those qualities that may be difficult to suppress may be ones that are, very persistent qualities, perseverance, patience, trustworthiness, reliability, but there also may be stubborn and obstinate, even materialistic and avaricious attributes or qualities that may be difficult, you may have difficulty in suppressing. Now, and then another thing too is that This aspect can also indicate where there may be, at times be a strong emphasis on short journeys, which is Mercury, to business, government, political, venues, which is Midheaven. Then other times you may be indifferent about them and not really. You may go through prolonged periods without, going to those places, without taking the short journeys to those places. And let's say, if Mercury, is in Pisces as an example, those short journeys may be ones that are very chaotic or convoluted, sometimes nebulous or unclear, where you may get lost very easily. If Mercury is in Scorpio, those short journeys may be very secretive, mysterious. Mercury in Aries can indicate a lot of, abrupt, impulsive, spontaneous short journeys. And another thing too is that if you have this aspect in the natal chart, Mercury in conjunct the midheaven can manifest in vacillating, between, frequently forming ideas, which is Mercury, to improve your social status and stature in life, which is the midheaven. And then other times you may, not really focus on this at all, So it can be, the thing is, if you have your midheaven in Taurus, you may improve your social status and stature in life in a very methodical, plotting, and deliberate manner. It could also be, maybe through some Taurian field or profession, such as, doing something with geology or carpet laying, working as a stockbroker, a pawnbroker, doing work in banking, finance, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, as some examples. Now, another thing about this aspect in the natal chart is that there may be times when you put a very, strong focus on responsibilities, which is the midheaven, associated with communication, writing, and manual dexterity, which is Mercury. Then the next moment you may be apathetic regarding them. So the thing is, if you have say Mercury is in Aquarius, matters with manual dexterity may be tied in with computer or electronic work, soldering things. If it's in, let's say Mercury's in Sagittarius, it may be working on, a printing press or, some kind of work, associated with that. Maybe there's sports equipment that requires manual dexterity that needs to be taken care of. Mercury's in Pisces. There may be some equipment associated with boating or fishing that that you often need to take care of, and that requires certain manual dexterity. And also another thing is that at times you may frequently analyze, which is Mercury, matters associated with your accomplishments and achievements, which is the midheaven. And then other times it could be where you're just completely indifferent regarding these matters. Now let's say if the midheaven is in Libra as an example, those accomplishments and achievements may be tied into the law, some legal field, or doing something even with art, which can cover a wide divergence of things, whether it be drawing, painting, or sculpting, abstract art, as some examples. And not abstract art, I'm sorry, that's more like Pisces, but anyway, art, just art in general with this aspect. And the thing is, another thing too, well, abstract art actually can be done through Libra. I'm sorry, gotta correct myself again on that, folks. Sorry about that. Even though the abstract is more associated with Pisces, Libra energy, I would say, could still be proficient in many different forms of art. But what I would like to also, add to this as another example, let's say if the midheaven is in Leo as another example. Things that one may desire to accomplish may be connected with creativity or work with children. It may be something associated with acting or entertainment. It could be some kind of game design or game production, whether it be a board games or video games, whatever it may be. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.